So you join us today. It's a glorious early March day. Everything seems to be coming to life. As you can see, I've got flies around me. There's a hatch going on. What better time to be fishing? Now, we're going to run through today with you our heli system kits. Now, these can be bought separately in 2 kit forms, or you can actually buy the components separately as well. And when you're using heli systems, it's a perfect time of the year to be doing it. You've got all the growth coming up from the bottom, weeds starting to come up. And if you're looking for that perfect presentation, heli kits can be the one. Right, so the first system we're going to show is the naked system. So what we'll do, we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. First part you'll notice is the buffer sleeve. Now, at the bottom, you'll notice that we've put cutting guides on there. So, you know, if you want to cut it to the precise amount you want it, you've got the guides on there to use. Moving up internally, there's an area for the swivel to fit in precisely as well, so it locks on nice and tight. And then as you move up, you've got a rubber section there. That acts as a buffer bead as well. And then it tapers nicely onto the monofilament or fluorocarbon that you're using. So every time your swivel comes down, it's going to sit perfectly on top of the buffer sleeve. Okay, so as you move along now, you've got a sleeve and a bead. Now, I just want to say that the sleeve part on this, we took a long time to develop because we wanted the perfect grip. The system won't work properly if that sleeve does not grip to the line, i.e. the bead will not come off and it's not classed as a fish safe rig. So we spent a lot of time to get the compound exactly right on this, and once you've purchased one, you'll be able to feel how nicely that fits and how nicely it grips. Now if I remove the actual bead section, and what you will notice as well, that on the naked setup, the actual sleeve itself is slightly longer, and we've done this to ensure the better grip on monofilament or fluorocarbon, whatever you're fishing. And when you're looking at the actual sleeve itself, you'll see 2 little ribs on there. Now what this does is as you slide the bead down, internally on the bead, it has a groove cut into it. So it means that what you can do is actually have this bead set in 3 different ways. So I'm going to wet that now. If you're looking at casting maybe a little bit more distance and you don't want that bead to come off and your rig to come flying up, you can actually lock it into the first position. You can then move it along to the middle position where it locks, and then onto the last position, onto the last shoulder as well. And what that will do being on the last shoulder, it will just mean that the rig will be able to pass up and pass over that sleeve really easily. So moving on now to the lead core setup. Now you'll notice with the buffer sleeve, it looks slightly different. You've still got the cutting increments there, and it will still comfortably fit a swivel and lock it into place. But what we've done is we've done away with the tapered section on there, because obviously you don't need that. It won't fit over any lead frees or lead cores. Again, moving up to the sleeve, it's exactly the same as the other, but it's slightly shorter. The reason for that is that you don't need the length to grip the line, but this grips lead cores and lead frees really comfortably. And as with the naked setup, exactly the same. You have the 2 ribs on there and the internal collar on the bead, so you can set the bead to exactly how you want it for fish safety. You know, if the fish picks this up, we know that if it becomes snagged, we know that that's going to become a safe rig and a safe system to use.